Hey everybody, it's going to be a quick one today. I'm in a bit of a rush. I got up late. Also, it's Sunday, and I don't like to post these things on Sunday. Just been a crazy week. Also, if you hear any noise, it's my kids stomping around upstairs. So without further ado, we're going to move right on. Had a pretty good week last week. Went 3-1 in bets. We're up a couple units. Year to date, we're up to plus 4.16, and we've had two winning weeks in a row again. So we're back onto a good streak. Happy about that. Wearing obviously Tua jersey today because today is the day that he becomes the GOAT. I think he's already shown himself that he's pretty much the greatest quarterback of all time. Today he's going to beat the best current quarterback in the league in Patrick Mahomes. And unfortunately for Patty Mahomes fans, he's going to knock him off the trajectory. And, he's no longer going to be the guy who we think is the future GOAT, because the truth is Mahomes was on pace to be the greatest quarterback of all time. He's a billion times better than Tom Brady has ever been. And now it's just going to be Tua. Tua's taken over that mantle. And sorry, guys, that's just the way it is. But all joking aside, into the plays this week. I hate that I love this pick, but I've got Houston minus 1.5. I actually took them at minus 2.5. And that was before I thought Brandon Cooks was going to be out, which he actually isn't out, so that's not a big deal. It's before we knew that David Johnson wasn't going to be playing. But the honest truth is, for me, David Johnson, Duke Johnson, there isn't much difference between the way that, between them. Duke Johnson's handled himself fine. They've been unspectacular. The truth of the matter is Deshaun Watson is the key to that offense. Obviously, I hate Will Fuller not being there. I just hate the Chicago offense so much more. I think it's terrible. I think that it puts its defense in bad spots because it can't stay on the field for long enough. So that defense, which is incredible and starts the game really good. Very possible Chicago starts this game ahead, or at least stays tied for the first half of the game because neither team can score any points. But I just don't see Chicago sustaining any good enough drives to be able to keep their defense off the field for long enough to feel energized and things like that. I think Deshaun Watson is the X factor. I know it's super square to base a play based on a quarterback, but I just think you look at the putrid Chicago offense versus the stout Chicago defense, and that kind of wipes everything else out. But I think Deshaun Watson could be that when he's going up against Trubisky or anything Chicago can throw at the Trubisky fools, any of the garbage Chicago has. I think Watson is obviously. I don't think we all know Watson's a billion times better. I'm only playing at one unit because it's a stinky play to have Houston on the road. Not that home field means anything this year, but I've got Houston minus 1.5 for a unit. The second play is on my team's game, and I'm taking Kansas City minus 7. For all the bravado and all the talk and all the stuff like that, I'm a realistic human being. I'm excited to watch this game because I want to see if Tua can do anything now that they've realized that running an up-tempo offense is more beneficial to him, and he looked so much better in the second half last week. But I want to see if he can do anything against a team that can score at will. I think 7 points is very little. I know Miami's at home, but again, home field means nothing right now. What are the Dolphins heading in? 6,000 people or something like that? Maybe it's probably not 6,000. It's probably like 16,000 or something. But either way, home field advantage doesn't mean anything right now. Kansas City is an elite team. Miami has held strong against some decent teams, but I think this is where the buck stops for the Dolphins. I love them. I hope it's not. I really hope I'm wrong. And the last 2 times I bet against the Dolphins when they were at least a touchdown underdog, they've won the game outright. So maybe this is strategy. I don't know. But I've got Kansas City minus 7 for 2 units because I just think that this is the point where they roll over them. I think that Kansas City can score from anywhere. I think that the Dolphins having that secondary is amazing, except that Kansas City can then, run the ball, or they can use Travis Kelce, who's going to be covered by a linebacker linebackers can't cover Travis Kelce. It's insane. Or Patty Mahomes can run the ball. They've got a million options. So I like Kansas City minus 7 for 2 units. My third straight play is the Buffalo Bills minus 2 for a unit. I know people think this is crazy. I know that there are a ton of sharps that are on the Steelers. I just think with all of the injuries to that linebacking core, which is definitely one of the strengths of that team, and then to not have your number one corner in Joe Hayden, I think that it leaves too many options and too much opportunity for the Bills to get some points in there. You know, Diggs not having to face Hayden is massive for the Bills. I personally, people know I as much as I hate the Bills, I love Gabriel Davis, and I think this is going to be an opportunity for a big game for Gabe Davis. Just catching the ball 8 yards down the field in the middle, because I just think that they've run out of guys to back up their backups and things like that, and I mean, again, I don't think that the Bills are going to smash them or anything like that. I just think that there's going to be enough issues with the Steelers' defense that is normally impeccable, and the fact that the Steelers can't run the ball is going to be a problem for them. I mean, the fact that they have a bunch of good receivers is good for them, because you can't just stick Trey White on one guy and say, all right, let's go. But I do think the Bills are probably going to win this game, because it's going to hurt my soul for them to do that. So I do have 1 unit on the Bills -2. I also am playing a 4-game 7-point teaser. I don't usually recommend 4 gamers, because anything more than 3 gamers, because you need a lot to happen to work out in your favor. But I played it anyways, because I really like all 4 of these plays a lot. So I'm starting with, I got Washington +10. They're playing the Niners. And I know it's unpopular to be down on the Niners because of the Bills game. But I don't really, that doesn't really factor in. I mean, this is more about the Washington football team and how well they've been playing. Their defense has always been, from the beginning of the year, the defense has been an impressive unit. Chase Young just keeps getting better. And with Alex Smith at the helm, their offense has stopped being such a tire fire, and it seems to be able to move the ball a little bit. No Antonio Gibson is going to hurt, regardless of what you think. He was an impressive rookie. J.D. McKissick will fill in. He'll be fine, but he won't. He doesn't have some of the toolbox that Gibson has, and I don't think he's just got as much jam as Gibson. So that's going to hurt a little bit. It's why I didn't take Washington +3. And I've thought about it, and I still might grab it at some point, because I really think Washington is a live dog here. I think that offense can move the ball, and I think that their defense is really, really good. Both defenses are great. So it's a matter of, I mean, who do you trust more? Do you trust Alex Smith more, or do you trust Nick Mullins more? And, I mean, I trust Alex Smith more than I trust Jimmy G. So I'm good with Alex Smith. So at that point, give me points. I'll take points, right? The other part of this is Kansas City, which moves them to even. I don't think there's any way they lose this game. I mean, God, I hope they do. I would love it if they lost this game. I would throw that bet in the garbage in a second and not care about it. But I don't think there's any way Kansas City doesn't win that game. So you're getting them at even there. That's great. I also like the Giants, who are home to Arizona, +9.5. The Cardinals have not been sharp of late. Kyler has not looked the same, and I can tell you because he's the starting quarterback on my dynasty team. Kyler's not looked the same. Nuke is battling 2 different injuries. He is going to be a go, which thank God, because he also was on my dynasty team. But Nuke, they just haven't looked great, and their defense hasn't looked spectacular. The Giants have quietly been getting better. The Giants and Washington have both been half-decent teams lately. So if you're going to give me 9.5 points with a team that I think is performing better, I don't think they're better, but they're performing better, I'm going to take that. So I got the Giants +9.5. I also am taking 10 with Cleveland, who are playing Baltimore. I know everybody thinks the Baltimore got right against the Cowboys, but they're still not the same team. They have struggled to do a lot of things, and I just think that Cleveland runs the ball very well. I think that if Baker Mayfield can avoid, just pooping his pants all over the field, I think that Cleveland's a live dog for sure, and there's no way they're going to lose this game by more than 10. I don't think Baltimore can beat a good team by more than 10 points. I think that's insane. Baltimore hasn't proven they can beat aside from the Cowboys' bad teams by a lot of points. So I don't know how, I even struggled with Baltimore being the 3-point favorite. I thought this was more of a pick 'em, to be honest. Like I said, I think Cleveland's a live dog, so you're going to give me 10 points. I'm going to take them all day. As always, guys, this ran longer than I wanted it to. Follow me on Twitter at CPT_handsome for in-game plays and stuff that I add. And the other thing I always want to say is, guys, please make sure you're betting within your means. Don't be silly. Don't bet money you don't have. This time of year, people get a little squirrely. So I hope you're being smart. Hope you're being safe. And I hope you guys have a great day. Fins up, baby.